So in our last lecture we have seen about how to control the mind or how to have mastery over the mind through yogasanas. Now let us proceed further and come to the next limb of the Ashtanga Yoga called Pranayama. After asana, that is pranayama comes, fourth limb of the yogasana, Ashtanga Yoga. Yama, Niyama, Asana and Pranayama. So what is pranayama? Tell me what is pranayama?
Breathing exercise.
Not only breathing exercise, pranayama is the slowing down of the mind. Or in other words, reducing the speed of the mind, or prana. Or in other words, you can say control over the prana. Prana plus ayama means control of the prana is called pranayama. So how to control the mind or prana? That we have to see through pranayama. We have seen that pranayama is control of prana. Normally we breathe how many times per minute? Can you tell me?
20.
Normally we breathe 15 to 18 times per minute. That is inhalation and exhalation called one count. So that way we are breathing 15 to 18 times per minute. That is normal breathing. And in pranayama we breathe from 0 to 15 level. So we are reducing the speed of the breathing in pranayama. While in normal breathing we are 15 to 18 times we breathe. While in kriyas we are breathing from 20 to 120 times per minute. So all these three things are different. Breathing practices, pranayama and kriyas. They have different counts of breathing. Okay? So, how to control the mind through pranayama, that is our subject matter of today. See, mind and prana are both connected, interconnected. If we control the prana, the mind is controlled. And if we control the mind, the prana is controlled. Control means here the speed is reduced. When we reduce the speed of the prana through pranayama, the mind speed is also reduced. Understood? So indirectly we are controlling the speed of the mind or calming down the mind by reducing the speed of the prana through pranayama. Right? So in pranayama what we are doing, there are so many types of pranayamas there. Each pranayama has different benefits. But also, here the pranayama which we are doing for reducing the speed of the mind are also called pranayama. There are so many types of pranayama also there in this type of slowing down of the mind or slowing down the prana. So, main feature of pranayama is to slow down the breathing from 0 to 15 level. See, our great munis and rishis were controlling the prana by not taking the breath at all or taking very few breaths and living long and long life. Span of life is very long. 300 years, 400 years, 5 years, 1000 years, like that they were living. What is the secret of living so long life?
300 years they used to do.
What is the secret of living so long life? Secret lies in this
breathing.
Pranayama or breathing. Because here what they do, they just do not take the breath. more. Either they take 1 breath per minute, or 2, or 4, or 5, like that. They reduce the counts of the breathing and living longer and longer life. In nature also we see how those animals who breathe less live longer life, like elephants, tortoise. They breathe very slowly and live very long life. Similarly, if we human being also reduce the speed of taking the breath and doing pranayama, we can also live longer life, because each human being is given fixed prana, and if we utilize it properly, judiciously, then we can also live long life. So secret lies in breathing slow for having long life, having long span of life. Correct? So big secret it is. Very few people know this secret of living long life. No? How big secret it is. So having understood of living long life through pranayama, we see this prana. What is prana actually? Prana is
Body.
the breath which we take. In that the prana is manifest. That is called prana. Right? This is the vital force, life force, which is there. Prana is the life force or vital force, which we breath. Having understood this, what is prana, now let us see this pranayama. Before going to pranayama, we should do some breathing practices to do pranayama properly. Or before doing breathing practice also we can do kriyas like Kapalbhati to cleanse our respiratory tract. And after doing this kriya Kapalbhati, we can go for breathing practices. In breathing practices we are normalizing our breath or correcting our breath. So breathing practices before pranayama is also helpful in correcting our breathing. For example, if we have high speed of breathing, that will be normal breathing. By doing this breathing practice called sectional breathing also. So high speed become normal. Haphazard breathing become
Normal.
rhythmic.
Yes.
Haphazard means which is not
Uneven.
or regular or नियमित नहीं होना, व्यवस्थित नहीं होना. Haphazard means कभी पेट से कोई लेता है, कोई पेट से लेता है, कोई कहाँ छाती से लेता है, कोई रॉन्ग वे से लेता है. अनियमित रूप से लेना उसको haphazard वे ऑफ, रिदम में नहीं लेना तो उसको haphazard बोलते हैं. और थर्ड वे ऑफ करेक्टिंग द ब्रीदिंग इज बाय jerk. We have to continuously doing the breathing. Instead of doing jerk breathing, some people are doing the breathing through jerk way. उनका जो ब्रीदिंग होता है वो करेक्ट नहीं होता है. जर्क वे से उतार चढ़ाव जो होता है, लेना छोड़ना जर्किंग वे से होता है. इसलिए वो उसको रिदम में लाना पड़ता है, रिदम में, और उसको कंटिन्यूज वे पे लाना पड़ता है. का रिदम ब्रीदिंग कंटिन्यूज होना चाहिए, नहीं कि रुक रुक के होना चाहिए, जर्क वे से होना चाहिए. तो कंटिन्यूज करने के लिए अपने को ये ब्रीदिंग प्रैक्टिस हेल्पफुल होती है. चौथा करेक्शन क्या होता है ब्रीदिंग में? शेलो ब्रीदिंग होता है, वो डीप ब्रीदिंग हो जाता है. शेलो ब्रीदिंग बस जो ऊपर से अपन लेते हैं, शेलो ब्रीदिंग, उसको शेलो ब्रीदिंग बोलते हैं. सुपरफिशियल ब्रीदिंग बोलते हैं, ऊपर से लेने का ब्रीदिंग, उसको शेलो ब्रीदिंग बोलते हैं. वो डीप ब्रीदिंग हो जाता है. So these are the 4 benefits of doing breathing practice before pranayama. Okay. So then in this there are various breathing practices are there. In that one of them is sectional breathing, where we are doing abdominal breathing, thoracic breathing, and clavicular breathing and full yogic breathing. This way, by doing all this breathing practice, we are correcting our normal breathing, incorrect breathing, wrong breathing. Okay. So by having understood this breathing practice and kriyas, let us understand properly this pranayama. How pranayama reduce our speed of the mind. See, if we do pranayama, what happens? Our breath which we are taking will, if we do it slowly, so mind will be also slowed down. By slowing down the mind, our organs and systems start working in harmony. And that way, mind speed is reduced, and that way it becomes calmed down. By calming down mind this way, it helps in so many ways by removing all the ailments and diseases. Over and above, by doing pranayama is flowing through 72 lakhs of nadis in our body. And in that 72 lakhs of nadis, when prana is flowing properly, channelized properly, whatever more of prana is there or less prana is there or wrong way flowing of prana is there, that will be corrected. So channelizing of prana correct way is also being taken place while doing pranayama. Right? So whatever the adi or mental problems are there, or vyadi, the physical problems are there, that also being reduced by doing pranayama. In yoga, mind is the middle point between body and mind. So, when both body and mind is also come into picture, when prana is in center, right? The effect is taking place on both body and mind also through prana or pranayama. That way, pranayama is very useful, and most of diseases or ailments are being cured, I am telling, not being controlled even, but cured by doing pranayama, because it helps very much in so many ways. If I narrate the benefits of pranayama, it takes a long list, but without going into that now at this moment, we see that it very much helps in all the ways. Pranayama, there are 72 lakhs of nadis where the prana is flowing, and 3 main nadis are there: Ida, Pingla and Sushumna. So Ida is left nostril nadis and Pingla is right nostril nadis, and Sushumna flows in between through spinal level. Okay, so these are the 3 main nadis in total 72 lakhs of nadis, which we have to balance it, this Ida and Pingla. If we balance the Ida and Pingla, so we have correct way of taking breath, we can say. So balancing of Ida and Pingla nadis by doing pranayama or breathing practices will help in our body and mind level. So by understanding this pranayama, we have to see further how this pranayama is helping. Because if we control our breathing, prana is control. And if we control the prana, mind is control. If mind is control, our adis is control. And if adis are control, vyadis are control. So this way effect is taking place in our body.
This, what is Adi and Vyadi?
Adi is the mental disturbance or ailments. Vyadi is physical ailments. Okay. So the practice part of pranayama we can go later, but now we are just understanding how pranayama helps in having mastery over the mind or control over the mind. So having understood this, we will go further in understanding. Next is Pratyahara. So let us see, this is the fifth limb of the Ashtanga Yoga, Pratyahara. So in Pratyahara, what is the meaning of Pratyahara? Pratyahara. Divided Pratyahara in two parts. Pratyahara. It means not to give food. Ahara means food to our five senses or mind. Because our five senses are there, no? Through which we see, we listen, through smell, to taste, to touch. These are the main five senses. Through which, to whom we should not give food. What it means? It means eyes, we see all the time, see various things. That we should limit it. Not to see such more things like TV, mobile, or in computers. Various things we are seeing, no? That we should not see more and more. We should, whatever we want to necessary, that we can go through. And giving not more and more food for seeing purpose. Similarly, for eating also, we should not eat more and more for taste purpose, for having satisfying the hunger. So having limit in everything, all the five senses, for touch sensation or smell sensation or listening sensation, all we are go on giving more and more food nowadays. Because more and more gadgets are there, more and more things are there available in the modern world. So we are going more and more. If we go, we should not also stop it completely, but we should give it limit. That is what I want to say. If we completely stop it, that will have reverse effect. So immediately we should not stop seeing or stop eating or stop touching or stop eating. Everything should not be done immediately, but it should be done in moderation. So there will be no side effect or reverse effect on our body and mind. So the formula is moderation in each and everything. That is Pratyahara. Pratyahara means giving food, not to give food. That is the meaning of the Pratyahara. So having understood that giving in moderation everything, that is the way one should have it. Or we can sublime our desires or emotions by raising further up our desires and not to for these five senses. Understood, no? So, but in our this one psychoanalyst was there, Sigmund Freud, who was telling not to suppress anything. If we are suppress our desires or emotions, there is more and more psychiatric elements will be there, psychiatric. So give free rein, he was telling. But afterwards it is found that giving free rein to all our desires or emotions will give rise to license. People are going for more and more and abusing the things. Sex abuse is there, then all type in the name of freedom, they are all wrong things they are doing. No? So there are so many vices came into the world. So that is not the correct way of that prudent segment for the analysis. So after that it is realized that instead of suppressing totally our emotions and desires, we should not also give free rein to him, but give moderations or sublimate it. That is the way one should have it. Suppression or giving free rein is not the way. It means that. Right? So what to do? Not to stop immediately this food, but having slowly and slowly we should stop it, whatever not required. Correct? And use it in moderation till that time. That is the way one should progress in this fifth limb of Pratyahara. Because if we have seen that if we give more and more food, it will raise your further desires. It is not satisfied, you will not satisfy. It is like in the fire giving more and more fuel or ghee. So it will rise more and more. Similarly, it will happen, satisfying more and more desire will further raise your desires and not feel satisfied. So having understood the meaning of Pratyahara, means not giving food as per our demands of the senses, and having restriction or limits towards that, and to be having all this, doing all these things, mind will be also peaceful.